Biggest headache that I've noticed with a lot of PR groups, indie groups, you name it, anyone who's going into like marketing or PR or graphic design, the one thing they seem to get into like this mode, I'm using my camera phone, so just imagine me molding something. It's the ideal that as long as you stick by this set guidelines of what is good PR, you're gonna get like these great results and everyone's gonna love you. Problem is, that's not how PR works. PR is basically like you trying to sell the company's ideal with how the philosophies around that company, how you feel about it. Also, you're trying to sell like ideals rather than actual product. You're trying to sell the business, the group around it, not the actual like the game or the service or even the even Pepsi, if you can believe that. Pepsi's. We'll talk about that in another video. But the thing about PR, what makes it so difficult is because what makes it so difficult is the fact that things can go wrong instantly, no matter what. You could step on someone's toes. You can offend someone without realizing that you're offending someone. You can, put out a message that doesn't make any sense because, communication kind of becomes iffy for different people. A lot of people communicate in different ways, and sometimes you can get lost as both the decoder and encoder. And so, with that being said, you should put together a media kit or a PR kit that fits what it is that you want your group to say. But that's not what happens. What happens is, monkey see, monkey do. So if you see one person doing that thing, you're going to try to emulate or do that same thing yourself. Big example, if you notice a lot of college PR stuff, like the brochures and pictures and stuff you might see on Twitter, some of the videos, it's always made the same. The videos are always the same. There's always a clip. It's like from 3 seconds to 5 seconds of this college saying we have diversity. But the problem with that is you can time it perfectly within there. It's usually right before sports or a little bit after of like, community. It's diversity is like right said. Diversity is smack right dab in the middle of whatever promotion it is. And the problem being is that it's always it's manufactured. It's not really real. It's not really real students sitting there talking to each other, groups different from different backgrounds and different communities. It's always one ethnic student, probably a black student, reading a book, and then everything surrounding that one black student is like, different white students or different populations of students in general just talking around that one student, and it's just like, if your idea of diversity is just that one ethnically different student sitting there studying while not interacting with the world around them, or that sends a bad message. That's not a good thing you're projecting. I think it got so bad that I forgot which college it was, that they actually, what they did was, they had a student, the student was like what? The school was like 60% white, like 4% black, 1% Asian, something like that. But they wanted to show that they were diverse. So what they did was they photoshopped a black student from a different photo, and then they put him into like a photo of them at a pep rally or something. Which is ethnically bad because, number one, you're misinforming your viewers. You're like, you're tampering with evidence, not in a police sense or law enforcement sense, but you're tampering with actual documentation of the actual world or actual thing going on. And another problem with that is you're selling a false ideal of what you think your college should be rather than what it is. And that you get called out for it. And that college, if I remember correctly, that college was called out by a bunch of different people. But the rule of thumb for all PR, no matter what you do, no matter what your plan is this. Does this put us in a good light? And does this represent exactly who we think we are or who we know we are? If you can answer that question with a yes, probably good. But if you have hesitations, or if the the ideal, the communication isn't correct, isn't properly projected like you want it to be, you probably might need to change your ideal. Just a thought.